There's this Texas A&M thought, I'm sure, of they treated us like stepsisters of the poor forever, and now we're in the wealthy neighborhood, and they're not, and now we can stick it to them.
This is stupid!
No matter what side it's on, it's always this baked-in resentment and insecurity, which is all about them. It's about Texas and Texas A&M decision makers. It's about them, and they make it about them, and they don't make it about us, because there can't be an A&M fan alive that doesn't still want to see Aggies Longhorns. There can't be. And there can't be a Longhorns fan alive that doesn't want to see Aggies Longhorns. I mean, come on. This is why we care. You want to stick it to your neighbor. And it doesn't matter if that team that your neighbor or your family member or your coworker or whoever has beaten you 10 times in a row. If you beat them once, you got it. And you will celebrate like it's your Super Bowl. I lived in Kansas City for 5 years. There was a basketball rivalry that mattered there more than any other rivalry mattered ever in college basketball and college athletics, and they took it away, and because those two teams and schools act like brats, they don't get it back together. Missouri, Kansas. Now, Missouri, Kansas, Kansas, Missouri is a rivalry that dates back to the Civil freaking War. We're talking about slave state versus free state. We're talking about roving bands of militia coming into one another's states and killing people. That's how deep the hatred and the resentment ran. And when Missouri left for the SEC, it was fold your arms, we're not playing one another anymore. Which is crazy because it rips apart the fabric of what really matters. Of course, sports doesn't really matter, but you know what I'm talking about. Those two schools and those two states playing one another was the only thing that mattered on the schedule. That's it. Missouri playing Vanderbilt? Doesn't. Kansas playing Iowa State? Doesn't. You know what does? Kansas, Missouri. But they don't care about us. They care about their own insecurities and their own I'm right and their own ego and all of that gets baked into it. Texas A&M must play. Kansas, Missouri must play. And it's ridiculous when they don't. You know, as Tom Herman just said, it's not like teams within states, state rivalries don't play because they're in different conferences. Florida State plays every year. Georgia Tech finds a way to play every year. Clemson, South Carolina seems to play every year. I don't know how they figured out. Why? Because in those rivalries, nobody feels put off because you broke up with my conference. You know, they've just always been in different conferences, and they still play. But this is all about the breakup. You left me. We left you. We're better than you. You left us. You think you're better than us. It's so childish. These are grown adults over sports games playing out their own resentments. So for Texas and Texas A&M, get real, play. For Missouri and Kansas, get real and play. And for the other interstate or border rivalries that have been baked into college sports forever, get over yourselves.